Hey, you guys, you already know what time it is. It is the Tea is Toxic. I promise y'all, I'm going to get a soundboard. I need to, I know. But lighter news is I actually have a guest on with this episode today. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves. It's a good friend of mine. Go ahead, girl.
Hey guys, you know who it is. It's Nikki June back in the building and so excited to be on this podcast with you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on, Nikki. Listen, I got to tell you what happened to me earlier this week, right? So, or I guess it was last week because now we're in a new week and I hope everybody's having a great new week. But tell me why. I was on IG's DMs trying to sound sexy, right? And I was like, let me put my sexy voice on.
Sexy.
Huh?
I said not the DMs trying to act sexy.
I was trying to be sexy in the DM with a call, right? So, you leave a little voice message. I'm like, yeah, I'm just really tired. Like, I was trying to be real cute. Homeboy came back and was like, you sound like, what's her name? Nikki.
No, stop it right now.
I was like, what?
Stop it right now.
Yeah, he said my
First
sexy
of all,
voice was my
woo
Nikki
for the iconic. Woo for the iconic.
Yes, girl. My sexy voice was the Nikki June voice. I was like, yes, okay. Let's go.
Okay.
How's your weekend been?
Busy, just doing my school thing out here, trying to stay away from the toxicity, drinking my water, minding my business.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, it was a good weekend. I can't complain. How was yours?
I laid my husky ass in the bed for so many hours. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, y'all, I worked out. And let me say this, too, for anybody that's listening. I started intermittent fasting last weekend. And so I did some research on it, and I'm trying to get the body right for the cruise next year. And when I tell you I got to put in the work, I got to put in the work, okay? She's a plush pound. And so I started doing the intermittent fasting. Today's day 9. I got my sugar detox headaches out like midweek last week.
Okay, that's
good. And so it's like 16 off, 8 on. What that means for anybody that doesn't know much about intermittent fasting.
I was just about to ask you, like, how, if you could explain that for the people out there, because not all of us understand the intermittent fasting.
So what that means is that 8 p.m. is the last time I eat. I have a snack. Sometimes I don't always have a snack because I'm still full. And then from that moment all the way out till 12 p.m. the next day, I do not eat. I drink plenty of water. Like we said, it's the year of sip your water, mind your business.
Yeah.
So I drink I can drink tea. I drink lots of water. And then at 12 o'clock, I have a big lunch. And then at 6 o'clock, I have a big dinner. 8 p.m., I have my last snack. And then I'm back on the fast again to the next day. But I've always been somebody that wasn't a big fan of breakfast and stuff like that. So it's not.
Don't you find that a little tedious? Like I just listening to you talk about, okay, I can't eat it this time, but I can eat it this time. I can't do this, but I can do this. Like, girl.
Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, so here's the catch. I'm going to the next level with it. So I also cut certain things out. Like, I cut out dairy. I cut out beef. I cut out starches. I cut out nuts. So I'm keeping my carbs and my fat really low and trying to keep my protein super high. And so that's probably one of the reasons why I'm not super duper hungry like that. Because, like I'm having a lot of seafood and chicken is the best way to put it.
Yeah, you cut out the things that are going to make you hungry later on. They're not 100% fulfilling in that time. That's good.
Yeah, and then I also use an app to track what I'm eating. So it gives me all the details. It lets me know how much I can eat each day. I keep falling below the amount of calories and stuff, which is great. And going over in the protein, which is good too. So it's for me, with me starting my lock journey a couple months ago, I'm on my 5th month going into the 6th. I kind of am just tying it in now. And I'm like, you know what? If I can watch my hair grow, I can watch my body ungrow. You know what I'm saying? Let me watch me.
Hold on. Pause right there. For anyone that is listening. That's a good quote from there. If I can watch my hair grow, I can watch my body ungrow.
That's facts, bitch. It's time to unbig my back. Okay. So, for the rest of the year into 2024, let's unbig our backs, lady. Let's unbig our
backs, ladies. Yeah.
Yes. Now, shout out to plus size girls. I've been a plus size girl for a very long time. I was a thickums in high school, even though I wasn't plus size. I was, slim thick, but for me,
shout out to you guys, because I'm not gonna lie, me being my little small petite self, sometimes I'm out here a little jealous,
Yeah.
Like, I want my ass to jiggle. I want my thighs to jiggle when I move. Like,
you know what it is too. So a lot of times people always want to know, like, oh, what's your weight loss reason? And I'm gonna say this, and then we'll get into it. But my real reason for losing weight is probably two of the most superficial reasons to ever want to lose weight. The first reason is so that I can take which one is the mom picks with my daughter when she gets older. And the second reason is so that my knees last longer when I'm riding. I want to try some tricks in the bedroom.
The Meg Thee Stallion knees.
I need my knees
hold
back.
The Meg Thee Stallion knees.
Girl, I need my cash money to take over for the 99 into the 2000s again. Okay? I need these knees back.
You need that to back that ass up, eh?
Yes. After you back it up, then drop. What
was that Nelly song? Oh my God, there was that Nelly song.
What happened?
Something about, there was a Nelly song. Flap those wings in the dance, you'd have to like go low. That's
drop down and it up.
That one. That's what you try to do in the bedroom.
I'm trying to drop down and get my eagle on.
Listen, the only reason why I'm trying to get back to the way I looked even like 3 years ago is the way my back is bending at my age is no good. So I need to be out there. And the older we get, the more we have to be working out.
Exactly. Like, dude, I used to love my back in the day, and I'm gonna need all that energy back. No pun intended.
No, dead ass.
Definitely ready. Gotta get it. If not now, when? She's headed up the scale. You feel me? It's gonna just keep getting harder to lose that weight. So.
And as you get older, it becomes harder and harder. It really does.
Exactly. And I'm over the 30 hump.
So now is the time. If not now, you're right. If not now, when?
When?
I'm proud of you. Woot, woot.
And my thing too is like, shout out to anybody that does the weight loss surgery. There's no judgment there. I'm all for it. I know I have plenty of family and I know plenty of friends who've done it, and everybody looked amazing as they went through their process. However, for me personally, the way I see it is that I used to cheer. I cheered for 4 years. I was in the band. I did all these activities. I was extremely active in my younger years. I know what I have to do to get back to it. So for me, getting the surgery to me is a cop-out for myself, because it's me trying to avoid, the pressure, the pain, the being uncomfortable, the doing what I have to do to get back there, because I know how to get my body back. It's just a matter of making it happen. Stop.
Yeah, it's the intenseness that people, that you are like okay with. I do have to say though, I have met a few people that have done the weight loss surgery, and they do say that it's not as easy as everyone makes it out to be, where it's like you go into the surgery, they cut your stomach down, and now you just automatically start losing weight and looking great. No, you still have to put the work in.
Yeah.
This is the same thing as a BBL, and this is what a lot. I'm starting my own company, so I'm learning that the biggest problem with BBLs and why women are going through what they go through, or it doesn't look the way it's supposed to, is because there's so much more work that has to be put in afterwards, that you might as well at this point have not got that surgery and just went to the gym.
Yeah, and this is why some people end up gaining weight after the surgery, because if they're not putting that same consistency in. Exactly. We're gonna get into it. That was just an opener. I probably should have warned people where are we at? 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, I'll put it in the thingy for people to fast forward if they don't want to hear our beginning rigmarole.
But our little hi, how are you?
Yes, but let me tell you about Tea is Toxic for anybody just tuning in also, especially because my wonderful guest, Nikki June, is on. When it comes to Tea is Toxic, I'm talking about events or moments that have happened in time that I deem as toxic experiences. And I've talked about Sherry Papini, faking her kidnapping. I've talked about Reggie Harding being the first bad boy of the NBA. I've talked about John List murdering his entire family and starting a new one. We've talked about Juicy Smollett. Juicy Smollett, faking
I love when you talk about that one. I love when you talk about that one.
And then the most recent one that we talked about was women that are pretty much stealing sperm theft. But this one's very interesting because today I'm calling out the universe.
Yes.
Today we're calling the universe out. We're going to go through 3 different short stories. And this one might be a little bit longer because, you and I are interacting, but I'm calling the universe out because sometimes it can feel like the universe doesn't want you to win. Sometimes it can feel like karma is not on your side, even when you're putting good energy out there.
It's like karma's on the opposite side of you.
Exactly.
Making sure you're getting it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel you.
Then you have to be on your Cardi B. What was the reason?
Yeah.
I
always be on my Cardi B, so.
Listen, exactly. I remember when I was 11, and this is what led me to it. I used to always have crazy things happen on my birthday. So, recently, for example, in 2021, for my birthday, I rented out an Airbnb, paid it all off. Everyone was coming out. It was going to be a blast. And then I caught COVID, and it was not just regular COVID. A bitch was dying in the hospital for a week. And that was my birthday. I've had instances where I've got my ass whooped on my birthday. But it was like, if y'all had just let me go to the park, I wouldn't spend $20 at the ice cream truck. But I'll never forget when it was my 11th birthday. And in the middle of opening birthday gifts, we started to smell something funny. And when we went to go check it out, our family computer was on fire.
No.
I'm not lying to you. Sometimes the universe sometimes it feels like you're in the middle of a Sims simulation.
Yeah.
And I definitely, as funny as it is, I've had it happen to myself, and we're going to talk about some of the individuals that this has happened to. If you guys have heard these stories, definitely comment what your thoughts are on YouTube and Spotify. But let's get into it. Wendy Hansen. I'm not going to go into where she was born. What? We're not doing that. We're going straight to the incidences that occurred on these days, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Wendy Hansen.
Please.
And her fiance were riding their motorcycles one evening when she received a text from her security company. Her house was on fire. Hansen then sped back to her home in Mitchellville, Iowa, sure that her life was about to be disrupted. She had no idea what else awaited her that day. About 15 minutes into her ride home on July 2nd, Hansen turned onto a highway ramp and saw smoke rising from her house a few miles away. So she can literally see the smoke, you guys.
Yeah, she's going towards it.
She's riding towards it. Distracted by the smoke, she loses control of her motorcycle and skids into a grassy patch off of the road.
No.
Now, not only is her house on fire,
she's in an accident.
Her fiance then takes her home, where the firefighters are currently extinguishing the flames from the burned down house. Now,
so she got into an accident, and instead of him taking her to the hospital,
now she had to go see about her house first. And there's a reason why.
Please tell me why.
The reason she had to go see about her house is because Wendy was an avid pet lover. Animal lover.
Not the animals dying in the house.
She had multiple pets.
Listen, these goddamn pet hoarders are driving me crazy.
I don't know if she was a hoarder, but I know she had more than one.
The way you're saying it, I feel like the moment you have more than 5 pets, after 5 pets, you're a hoarder.
I agree with that.
That's in my mind.
But it depends on the pet.
After 5 pets, you're a hoarder.
It depends on the pet. Like if I have a bird, 3 hamsters, a dog, and a cat, It depends.
Right,
on
but
the
if I have 5
cycle.
birds and I need a 6th bird, I'm hoarding birds at this point.
Yes, exactly. And I'm not a fan of birds in the house. Did not like it. But this, unfortunately, the pets passed away. They died in the fire. So she got into a motorcycle accident. Her house burned down, and her family was in the house when it burned down because pets are family too.
Yeah.
So since there was nothing she could really do there, she went ahead and headed to the hospital. She gets to the hospital.
You're not a firefighter.
Yes, exactly. So she's in that motorcycle wreck. She gets to the hospital. The doctor told her she had broke her collarbone and her left shoulder blade from the accident. Okay. And then the doctor decided to also do a CT scan. And she found out she had a cancerous mass on her left kidney. Her mother.
What did this lady do in her past life?
Man.
Happened to her.
Her mother, though, she passed at 52 of the same cancer. So my thing is like, is karma just setting up toxic moments for you, or
is it something that was already pre-set up that you just didn't acknowledge?
Right, like who did you cuss at on the road? Who, like, it's given like Mama Udi. Like, what is going on here?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, who you must have been a real dickhead in your past life, if you believe in past lives, because I do. So you must have been a real fucking dickhead. Excuse my language. I hope I can swear on here.
It had Spotify and YouTube.
I just realized that.
You're fine.
Yeah, but like, you have to be that type of person in your past life for karma to literally be on your ass like that. I mean, you're driving, you see your house is burning the fuck down, and you get into an accident to only go and find out that all of your family's dead up in there, to go to the hospital and be told that you have cancer, the same cancer that your mom died of.
Like, karma is on that ass. Because let me say this. Getting into a little light fender bender that causes the CT scan that catches it in time, that sounds more like a blessing. But whatever was going on up top, it feels like the universe put too many unfortunate series of events together at one time that was supposed to be spread over like 10 years of her life. And then they were like, oh shit, she only got 2 months left. We got to hurry up and put all this in there. What? And, I mean, we could try and turn it around. I mean,
I don't know how you can. I'm sorry. I don't know how you can, because I also believe in karma and I believe in that stuff. And I feel like whatever she did, even screw her past life, whatever she did years before, whatever type of person she was within this life, maybe karma was just holding on to that to be like, yo, when I'm ready to take you out of here, I'm not making it easy for you.
You think she owned slaves back in the day, son?
Like, bitch.
35 pounds.
Out here being a whole fucktard. Like, for all of that to happen to you, I feel like maybe you were a slave owner. Who knows? Maybe you were a master. And this is the ancestors getting at you right now.
Well, I want to play a game real quick called At Least, right? Like, where it's like, where we're gonna each just say one thing that could be the positive about this entire experience.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say the house burned down and she was not there. It cannot be repaired. She gets the full value in check and she still owns the land.
Okay, that's
so maybe what she gets in check in hand will be the thing that helps pay for her treatment to survive.
Okay, I see that. I like that. Okay, I have one. I have a good one.
Okay.
At least she was able to find out about this cancer and possibly extend her life. You know what I mean? Like, finding out now could have been the thing that might have saved her from just dropping dead from a cancer she didn't know about.
Yeah, just randomly.
Right. So if she didn't get into that accident to have to get that CT scan, who's to say that she would have never known that she had the cancer? And
more importantly, they would have thought she just died of some kind of natural causes too, depending on her age. because
Exactly.
you have to request an autopsy if it's a random death.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Imagine taking a nap. What would you do? Let me say, not imagine. What would you do if you were napping and then you woke up to the sounds of crashing metal? What would be your first, and not a band, like actual metal crashing, crunching?
I went to bed and I woke up to that sound.
Well, you took a nap and you woke up to that sound.
I'd be terrified. I would think something was killing me, to be honest.
Okay. Well, that's kind of what happened. Officers responded to a report of a burglary and theft in progress at a Lowe's at about 12:40 in the morning. The suspect, who was named Bryce Caleb Timothy Brown, and maybe that's why he's a badass person, because why would you give somebody that many names?
Wait, what was the name again? All I got was Timothy Brown.
Bryce, and I'm a hypocrite because my oldest child has 4 names. But and so does my youngest, Bryce Caleb.
I can't stand you.
Bryce Caleb Timothy Brown, who's 20 years old, of Waldorf, broke into the Lowe's business, stole a forklift, and then rammed it through the rear gate. So he gets that forklift, he heads out, okay? He then drives to Home Depot, which is like a half a mile northeast of the Lowe's, and he rammed a vehicle in the store's parking lot. Now, inside that vehicle was a sleeping woman who was 73 years old, who was named Glorstein Pinkney. Okay? Brown did not know who she was. He did not know this.
Rest, Glorstein, rest.
Pinkney, she woke up after getting hit. She gets out of the car and she starts running away. Brown followed her, struck her with the forklift, and ran over her. And
why?
Then stole the victim's car and fled.
But you didn't even know I was in there. You didn't even know I was in there. And now that you know I'm in here, you want to attack me?
Because you could have just taken the car.
You could have just taken the goddamn car. I'm 73 years old, nigga.
Right, because I'm not running far and I'm not running fast. Well, officers who were investigating the initial burglary at Lowe's canvassed the area and observed the forklift in the Home Depot parking lot. They subsequently discovered the victim underneath the forklift, and she was pronounced dead on the scene. Now, here's the thing. Brown is crazy. That's a nutty-ass man. But karma-wise.
And with that, a long-ass name like that, you would think that you would have some prestige. Some class. Like, people, I'm sorry, I know that sounds stupid, but I find that when you have more than 3 names, and you're like Samuel Jenkins Johnson,
Archibald Thunderbunk Maxwell, Samuel the 30th.
To me, if you haven't come from money, you've come from a family that looks at themselves at a higher standard.
You ought to.
What dumb are you out here doing, sir?
Here's the thing. What he did was wild. But the reason I don't put this on him, per se, is because when you talk about drinking your water and minding your business, just being out the way, you couldn't be more out the way sleeping in a car in the middle of the night in a Home Depot parking lot. That's beyond out the way. Like, you really business. And it's like, sometimes you are like, okay, I'm a little bit morbid, everybody. So, like, I woke up this morning and I'm pissing and I'm like, damn, I'm really gonna die one day, right? Like, just randomly, I'm extra. But the thing about it is, you never know. And once you get to that age, it's almost like you're kind of just waiting to find out if you have some kind of sickness, incurable disease. You don't think you're gonna get placed in the middle of Final Destination episode 11.
No, you're thinking that I'm gonna go to sleep tonight and I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow morning.
Right. Like, that's not on your mind. You're thinking, when I wake up, I'm going to grab me a breakfast sandwich from McDonald's. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm 73. I made it this far. Karma, the universe was like, what is this? Dun, 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 dun. Like, what?
Okay, so see how you said in the last one, was it a blessing or was it karma?
Yeah.
I feel like in this moment, though, I feel like when it comes to the 73-year-old woman, I feel like this was her blessing. And the reason why I say that is because I feel like for you to be 73 and sleeping in your car, right? there's a chance that you could be living in your car. So you're going through rough times and you're 73. At this point, you're at the brink of life end. So why do you need to still be struggling? You know what I mean? So I feel like this was karma's way of saying, you know what? Just let go. Let us just
not let go and let God, bitch.
Let go and let God.
You're wilding, because you know what I was thinking? There's nothing strong. I feel like the older you get, the harder the naps get. And sometimes you take a nap before bed. And for me, it felt like Pinkney took a nap before bed, but slept too late into the day. Like the nap was really napping, so she didn't wake up in time to drive home yet.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like she was like, let me just take a quick nap before I have to drive my old ass home.
Yeah.
Take a sleep. Oh. I don't know. I still feel like God. Like
you
God
gave
was
Shorty
like
homelessness ASAP.
Because I don't see why are you sleeping in your car. The only mentality that I know, that sounds stupid, but the only thing in my head that makes me think the reason for you to sleep in your car is because you have nowhere else to sleep. Like, you know what I mean?
He made sure she was gonna sleep under that forklift. That's crazy.
He made sure that she was gonna forever sleep with Jesus.
Yeah, the upper room. Rest in peace to her. Absolutely.
That's what I said. Rest peacefully, Grandma, because that was sad.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
Okay, so but did we find out why he did it? Like what was the reason?
What was the reason? I don't know the reason. We would have to literally reach out to him in the jail cell and ask. You know, when I was growing up, my father could be a really sarcastic kind of dude. And he would always ask like a real asshole question when he didn't understand why we moved the way we moved or why we did what we did. And his question would be, are you on drugs? And it would get me so angry because it made sense to me. I'm 15, I'm 16, I'm 20. But I've gotten to the age finally where I look at situations and I ask myself, are you on drugs?
Yeah.
And
right?
This does give drugs. Because who slighted you, Lowe's or Home Depot? Who are you mad at? Lowe's or Home Depot?
And that is a good fucking question because you went up into Lowe's, stole the item to run up in Home Depot.
And if you could steal a forklift, you could have just stole a moving truck.
But I feel like he was ready to demolish. Maybe he worked at one.
And for the life of me, might I add, I do not understand why people do crime in the center of the state. If you're going to catch me doing crime, I'm going to be on the border between Canada and New York or, Texas and Mexico. I'm not fitting to be literally smack dab in Atlanta, 4 hours from Florida, 4 hours from South Carolina, 2 hours from Alabama. I'm not doing that. That's too much time. How do you get caught when you killed somebody at 12:30 in the morning? You could have literally gotten away. What did you do? Head home?
Most of them do, don't they?
Who, the crackheads? Anyway, let's get on to the last story. I'm furious. That was a rough one for me because I was just like, damn, that's really.
This girl said, "Who the crackheads?"
this woman was.
They had the trap house.
And I hope she don't haunt me because I talked about it. But I'm just saying, like, that was a messed up situation. Like, damn, mama. Yeah. 73 is a good age, man. You're getting up there. You could have made it to 100.
That's like, I every time I think of someone in their 70s and above, I think of my grandmother. My grandmother's 86. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like.
But the way that she speaks, it's like she's at an age where she knows she's gonna die and she's expecting it. She's waiting for it.
Who?
My grandmother.
Oh, girl, you got me sound like an owl. I was about to say that woman is 73. She wasn't 73 yet. My grandmother was 79 going to a concert with her best friends that she had since kindergarten.
Yeah.
So needless to say, like, there's still plenty life to live. Like,
yeah, that's another what? She had at least another 30 years if she was gonna get to 100.
Yeah, she had some time. Yeah. She could have been anything she wanted to be. And a pancake was not part of the equation.
Okay, whoa. Not anything she wanted to be at 73.
You can be whatever you want to be. You know when you see these people from like Other countries, they finally get their bachelor's or they finally get their high school diploma and they're like 132. Like, you can be whatever you want to be. So long as you got breath in your body, you can still make it happen. You know?
I hear that. That's a positive way to look at it. I hear that.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to get into the last story. Maya Murma. Man, okay. I feel like the universe used their toxicity differently in this, but we're going to talk about it. Some of you may have heard about this before. Maya Murma was collecting water in Rapai village located in Mayurbhanj district of Odisha, India. I apologize if I messed that up. I hope I got it right. Because I be feeling, real special when I try these other new names. While she was getting the water, a herd of elephants came her way. That's when she tried to run. But one of the elephants, they didn't like all that running shit. So they rushed towards her and trampled her. She was rushed to the hospital, but she died from her injuries. So, of course, it's a little different how funerals work in other places of the world. A lot of times they will bury the loved ones within the same day, or they'll send them out to the river on fire, stuff like that. Real Game of Thrones style.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where things were taking place at. So Murma's family brought her body home for the funeral preparations to take place that evening. So by that evening, it was time for her funeral. That's when shit got real crazy, okay? Because it wasn't over. The ceremony was going on, and a herd of elephants showed up to the ceremony, okay? They came through the forest like on their Jumanji energy, okay? The villagers, they start running. They left Murma's body there because, shorty, I'm not trying to meet you. You know what I mean?
No, I ain't trying to do that.
That elephant that stomped Murma earlier that day during the water showed up to complete it again. Okay? He attacked her corpse, picked the body up, threw it in the air. Okay? And in the video that was published, a herd of elephants can be seen at the edge of the forest with one chasing a villager as mourners yell toward the herd. The herd then destroyed this woman's home, with 3 other houses being damaged because of the attack. Let me tell you something. The pettiest animals who don't let nothing go, they got to be Cancers. They got to be born in July or Scorpios. They don't let nothing go is...
Not a damn thing.
An elephant and a wasp. I said I'm sorry.
Facts.
But somehow you done maybe tracked my scent, murdered me, the family, the pets, destroyed the home. Maybe the elephant was looking for that other woman whose house burned down. I don't know. But what I do know is that elephant came with a vengeance, and it was given.
He said, I will remember you, bitch. I will remember you.
I will remember you.
Yes. Hey. Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying. I feel like he was probably a baby, and she was abused, because they do abuse these elephants and these animals.
Do
especially
they?
Especially in those countries. Where was she? Was she in like Thailand or something like that?
She was in
India and stuff. So places like that, they take the baby elephants, and they train them to be in their zoos or their circuses, right? So you can go and ride an elephant, or you can be able to stand beside an elephant. I did that in Thailand. It was beautiful. The problem is that these elephants are taken from their family when they're babies. It's essentially animal slavery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What they did to the slaves. And then they beat them into submission, into doing what the acts that you should do, right? So now you have elephants painting pictures and standing on their hinds. But these are the things, and this is what happened. So I feel like, yeah, she probably tried to snatch up this baby, dealt with the baby wrong. Baby escaped, or someone saved this elephant, and the elephant's like, no, bitch, when I catch you, it's on sight.
Come outside, ho. Come outside.
Catch me outside, ho. Catch me outside.
Listen, you know what's crazy that I think about, because it's like, dang, you know, they say that elephants, they remember. They be remembering, y'all.
Because they say elephants are one of the most intelligent animals.
Exactly. And
you know what I mean? They say those things. So we don't acknowledge, just because we are somewhat like considered intelligence, we're above the hierarchy of we're not. We are actually
don't sleep on
just in the same level of pigs.
Like, we only just have opposable thumbs. That's what makes us special. Opposable thumbs and expressions on our dumbass foreheads. I mean, literally, what's so crazy is, because even dogs can pick up a certain number of words where they can comprehend what you're saying to them. You get what I'm saying? But there was a movie I hated. I hated that movie. So I've always been a realist, even when I was a child. Thank you, childhood trauma. And because of it, certain movies always pissed me off. And the thing about it was, I could never stand movies where the main character was weak or vulnerable to being hurt. And I say all that to say I hated Dumbo. I hated that movie. And if these elephants are as intelligent as we now know, why wasn't Dumbo on his ride or die shit after that stunt with his mom?
After they done teased him, right?
Bitches? You feel me? Because like, you saw these bitches pop shit about your mother. Then you let them rip you away from your mother. Did he even, and I think he ended up getting back there. He should have stomped everything out in that circus.
Of course, 100.
You feel me? It should have went from na 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 na. Everybody should have screamed.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Ain't no way in hell. Dumbo should have went in there and he should have
gummed up everybody.
He should have yoked everybody up hard by the collar. Make them scream and holler. There's no way.
I agree with you. And you know what? Good for the elephant. Because when I saw that, I did see that story quickly on Instagram. And I was like, yo, good for that elephant, bro, to remember this bitch and be like, and I had to say, that's the type of petty I'm on. That is the type of petty.
We got to be on our elephant vibes.
Because you do me wrong, I don't care if I'm 60 in a wheelchair. I'm catching that ass.
Let me tell you something. I'm sorry she ends up hearing this. I don't care. My son had a pet, and I ended up selling his dog. He was a puppy at the time. I sold it to an owner whose children were older, so I figured, okay, this dog is in good hands. These kids are grown. Need I say more? Within like a few months, like a short few months, bitch, the dog had gotten hit by a car. Of which,
were they not paying attention to the dog?
I don't know the details. She tried to give me her version of the story. I had to just try and stay calm. I didn't want my daddy's anger to come out. So I'm listening to her talk all this shit. Okay. Now, mind you, unfortunately for me, Leo vibes, I might move forward with stuff, but I don't never forget anything.
Ooh, you Leos.
I'll forget what I ate.
Leos will die remembering.
Let me tell you something. This dog, if I'm correct, lost his leg off of this incident. This happened back in, I want to say 2017-ish, maybe 2018. I think it was 2018 this happened. Mm-hmm. This bitch posted a picture of her sitting on the ground and posted a picture of her foot in a cast and said she broke her ankle this week. That's how petty I am. This week. And I just left that shit on red, so she knew I saw it. Because you let that dog lose his leg in 2018. And this week, the universe said, I got something for your ass.
I'm done with you. No, the universe was asking you a question. The universe said, hey, are you over it? And Toxic Petty, you put it, I'll leave you on red.
And I be trying to be over it. Let me tell you what I mean. Like, she wasn't on my page. Like, I had over 2,000 people on my Facebook. I took it down to like maybe 200, possibly like 30. Okay. So she resent a request a few months ago. So it took everything in me to be like, all right, cool, Ash, let it go. Yeah. And just say, okay, just accept it. And that's what I did, but
girl, you are pettier than me. I give that to you. Actually, yeah, I'm the same way too still, because it's funny that we're talking about pettiness. So I had a friend that I used to travel with. She was like close. She was my travel bestie. Like anywhere we went together. And we kicked off, stopped talking. It's been 4 years since I've spoken to this girl. I started back school, and that's how I met her. And I guess just the nostalgia of being in class and all of that, it gave me a moment of missing her. Just a moment, a small moment. So I got a little post, and I was like, in class, missing her. But then with the quickness, I was like, she's still blocked though. This was a small moment, and we all have moved on.
You can't say a bitch, but I thought about you.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I had a moment, but bitch, you still blocked.
You know what that is? You know what that is? That's called post-nut clarity.
Bitch, I be doing that. Hey, I can be grateful for the shit that someone did for me and still not like your ass.
Yeah, and still be done with it. Because to everything there's a season. To everything there's a season.
Exactly. And that's what I said. I'm like, I had to remind people, like, I can still be a woman and be grateful for the things that you did for me when you were in my life in a positive manner. And whether you changed my life in a big way or changed my life in a small way, I can appreciate that. But that appreciation does not unlock that door.
Exactly, because the disrespect was still just as loud.
Okay.
So and your apology was real silent. So yeah, we're good.
That's why I was like, so
loud, the apology was silent. So
exactly, and that's why I had to let everybody know real quick, because I know that some people still, like, people that I know are still friends with her, still talk to her, right? So I didn't want people to be like, oh, Nikki's out here being like, oh, I miss you, so go DM her. Nah, bitch, stay where you're at.
Stay where you're at. Just a walk down memory lane.
It wasn't even a walk. It was more like a speed. Like I was like speed walking through, like, ooh, girl, that was good.
Like a flash real quick.
Yeah. Like one of those.
Well, that's the end of my stories. What did you think, Nikki June? Did you have fun?
I think I loved it, and I think I'm gonna invite myself back.
Just don't play, because I'll have you back on next week, and then they'll be like, they on all the time together. Is this the new collab? So don't play.
Listen, if you guys love it, I'm always down to collab and do whatever and talk my shit, because I love talking my shit.
It's so much fun. I already have next week laid out.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to get with it. But
we're gonna have to get with it.
Yes, I love shocking and not telling what it is, because it gives the most authentic response.
Yes. And I did record myself doing this to get my actual facial expressions.
Oh, did you really?
I did.
So wait a minute.
Make a bunch, so no, you ain't gonna get this. You ain't gonna get
it.
Okay,
boom. We about to talk about it when we get done off of here. Thank you guys so much for joining. Nikki,
yes,
I will give you about 5 minutes and I'll reach out to you. And y'all, this was another episode of The Tea is Toxic. So I will see you guys later.
Be toxic, guys.
Bye.